And now I'd like to invite Mrs. Anna-Lisa Rovak for 5 minutes, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and honorable members of the Standing Committee. My name is Anna-Lisa Rovak. I answered my call to service in my early teens. In 1983, I applied for regular forces at 16 and became basic in 1984 at the age of 17, just after graduation from high school. To serve. Identity stripped to a bare soul, twisted and pressed to fit a single mold. Told how to think and what to wear, punished for any individuality, mind and body pushed to the brink of insanity. Soul is empty of pride and self-worth, praised only when obedience is met, rewarded when orders are fulfilled in silence. Tossed aside when worth is expended, ignored, belittled by those who still serve, unless the heart remains a slave and traditions are followed with no thought. Today, I am searching for identity, searching for the original me, searching for a new beginning, trying to fill the void, disappear or reinvent, and sometimes they are the same. I wrote that on February 20th, 2022, after my second suicide attempt. During my career, I wore 3 uniforms, Army, Navy, and Air Force. My career includes being part of the first women at Royal Roads Military College, HMCS Annapolis, and HNCS provider, a UN tour to the Golan Heights, and being one of the first of firsts in many postings within the Canadian Forces. I was forced to medically retire on a physical disability. However, I was attending a psychiatrist weekly for over a year prior to my release. At this time, in 2001, there was no such thing as PTSD. Just prior to release, I applied to Veterans Affairs Canada for a disability award, and there begins my experience with VAC. In the past 22 years, I've attempted suicide 3 times. I have cut myself in ways to release the pain. I have lost contact with my daughters at their insistence and have gone through 2 very dysfunctional and damaging personal relationships. I am trying very hard to maintain the relationship I'm in right now. I can honestly say that dealing with VAC has significantly contributed, if not actually caused, more of the more serious mental health events I've experienced in those past 22 years. I have been damaged and affected more than in my military career. I was part of the sexual misconduct class action lawsuit and received the topped amount with an annotation from the lawyers that they had wished that they could award me more. I am, however, diagnosed with complex PTSD due to the various situations in my career service. It has been through the dealings with VAC as a whole and with case managers and contractors as part that my mental health has plummeted to the degree that it is. One of the biggest reasons I am here today is to share that feeling of betrayal, the lack of self-worth, abandonment, and sheer hopelessness that my relationship with VAC has instilled within me. Without freedom of choice, without clarity or transparency, without consistency or respect to me, and finally without security of truth, I feel that there will only be more and more veterans being reduced in their mental health state to the point of self-harm and suicide unless there is a change in policy and behavior of the Ministry of Veterans Affairs. It is only through multiple courses and programs that I'm even able to stand here today. One of those programs is presented here today, and I cannot stress enough how important it is for a veteran to have a say in his or her or their own care. Why does VAC have the only word in my own care? Why does VAC demand that there are only 1 or 2 different types of therapy and discount everything else? Why does VAC treat veterans, and especially women veterans, like we are imbeciles or ignorance, or where we are being spoon-fed? I have suggestions. I have examples. I have personal experience I would love to share to promote and to refute various forms of mental health care. Again and again, they promised change. Again and again, I was promised safety. Again and again, I was promised retribution. But the hands still touch, the words still strike, blows to the heart, the mind, and the soul. But I was promised.